So let's return to the subject of Mieko Kamiya and her life. She had a very unconventional childhood, and in the fourth grade, she moved with her family to Geneva, Switzerland, her father being a diplomat, and she attended, I think it's Jean-Jacques Rousseau's Institute, which I think is quite famous, and that provided her with a specialized, unique education. And there she enjoyed school life as well as the beauty of nature in Switzerland itself. She was there for 3 years, and during those 3 years, she actually became more comfortable using the French language than Japanese. So I guess that's where she got exposure to languages. But she also had some struggle during this time in her life because she was being singled out as a child of high society, and she became acutely aware that she was, I guess, different and being judged simply because she came from a wealthy or affluent family. And interestingly, she grew ashamed of her status as a high member of the high-ranking elite. And yeah, at such a young age, she became aware or paid attention to individuals who were not as wealthy or as fortunate as her. And I find that fascinating. And in her book, she wrote, "There is no denying that my brief stay in Switzerland has left an indelible mark on me. I've become un-Japanese. Even today, it is in French that I think, read, and write with the greatest ease, and I'm still inclined towards European culture." So that's something she wrote much later in life. So this time in Geneva had a lasting impact on her. Yeah, so what are your thoughts about that?
So I can draw a lot of correlations to what I discuss or my daughters are bringing up. It has to do with the timing of their upbringing and the location, place, and of course the language, right? So I believe Mieko Kamiya spent, good enough years in Switzerland, the French region, the speaking region of Switzerland. So her mind and the thinking was already kind of formed using that particular language. And there is actually another study that shows that if you spend your adolescence, let's say like between the age of 9 to 14 years of age in some place, that environment is going to have the biggest impact in your like a character and identity development. And that is so true because I can relate to this un-Japanese feeling, because both of my daughters say when, especially when they visit Japan, they do feel this un-Japaneseness. They know they look like Japanese and they understand the language. They can speak pretty well too, but something that nags them and say, "I'm not truly Japanese," is how they feel. Now, the funny contrast is myself, and of course my wife also, have lived in Japan until, let's say, the age of 15 and 16.
Mm-hmm.
Then moved to the US and spent a lot of years. We actually still think we are Japanese, and we don't have this much of this un-Japanese feeling when visiting Japan or even being outside of Japan. We kind of recognize ourselves or identify ourselves as Japanese.
I see.
So we have like this firsthand experience of knowing what this un-Japaneseness is.